Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are trading new attacks over national security and veterans affairs. As a new national poll showed Trump with a 2-point lead Monday, Clinton released a campaign video portraying Trump as disrespectful to veterans. But Trump fired back, saying Clinton is the one who is poorly serving veterans. Here are Trump's comments and then what Clinton said just minutes later.
You have illegal immigrants that she wants and he wants treated better than veterans. You have these people are treated better than people that are in this room. You know it. Yeah. They are treated better than veterans. And let me tell you, folks, they got their priorities mixed up. That's going to change so fast, okay?
And we all saw him disparage the Khans, a Gold Star family who lost their son in a car bomb explosion in Iraq. And when asked why he would insult a Gold Star family, he suggested that his sacrifices are somehow comparable to theirs. Because he said, and again I quote, you can't make this up. He said, I work very, very hard. I've had tremendous success. His whole campaign has been one long insult to all those who've worn the uniform to protect our most cherished American values.
Ed O'Keefe is a reporter with the Washington Post. He's in our Washington bureau. Ed, Hillary Clinton seems to be using this veterans issue to remind voters of incidents that brought Trump under fire, like his feud with the Gold Star parents this summer. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think this comes at the not the beginning, because we are here at Tuesday, but it is a week in which, Americans are going to be thinking about 9/11. There's a forum on Wednesday night where both Clinton and Trump will appear and are supposed to take questions on veterans issues and national security issues. I think both of them are trying to sort of set the table for that, because this is a week that I think a lot of Americans, whether we like it or not, have to think about national security and the consequences of decisions made by the commander-in-chief. But look, one of the biggest hits Trump took over the course of this campaign was during that feud with the Khan family, the Gold Star family. And ever since that happened, Democrats have been very quick to remind people this wasn't a feud with just one family from Virginia, but with the whole idea of Gold Star families, or those that lose somebody on a battlefield. And I think the idea there is to resonate not only with those families and people who know them and support them, but with the veterans community more broadly, reminding them that how can you have this candidate be your commander-in-chief if, in the case of the Gold Star family, in the case of John McCain, he has disparaged and raised questions about one's military service when he himself never wore the uniform.
Ed, Donald Trump is touting an endorsement that he got from almost 90 retired military figures. This comes after Hillary Clinton made headlines for getting support from a group of Republican national security officials. What are your thoughts on this, Ed? Do those endorsements really matter at this point?
I think this group for Trump is going to matter more to, again, the same kind of people we're talking about, the veterans community, the Gold Star families, who may remember or may know some of the names on that list because their loved one or they themselves served with that person. I think, as others have pointed out, though, some of the folks on Trump's list have made some interesting comments in the past about President Obama's fitness to serve as commander-in-chief, about what U.S. foreign policy should be. Regardless, they were clearly trying to do this, again, ahead of that forum on Wednesday night, ahead of this week where they're both going to be discussing this issue. And he wanted to show that, despite the support that Clinton has won from former secretaries of defense, from former secretaries of state, from some well-known senior military officials, he himself also has some in his pocket or in his corner of the arena, and I think they will continue to tout that. A lot of it was, of course, arranged by Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who was someone that had been considered a possible Trump running mate at one point, and as he has said, there were just too many guys willing to sign up to help him out.
Ed, Donald Trump is also touting this new national poll, which has him 2 points ahead of Clinton in a four-way race. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts generally on polling is, now that it's after Labor Day, the only polls we should be looking at are likely voter samples in the battleground states where this contest is really going to be decided. It is no surprise, however, that Trump has caught up, because if you look at that CNN survey, he seems to have caught up especially with independent voters. And I think what we're starting to see is some folks who were undecided and concerned about Trump coming to grips with it and saying, you know what, maybe by virtue of the fact that he picked Mike Pence, or by virtue of the fact that he at least tried last week to go to Mexico and make peace with them and try to appear statesmanlike, I guess I'm okay with him because Hillary Clinton isn't necessarily giving me a reason to vote for her. And I think, as you see in that survey, there is some concern among independent voters that she isn't necessarily someone they want either.
Ed, Hillary Clinton called Donald Trump dead wrong for saying that Americans don't care about his tax returns. Mike Pence says he's ready to release his tax returns. Does that draw more attention to Donald Trump's tax returns?
I think it does, because what it signals is that Pence himself doesn't necessarily agree with Trump's tactics. He may be defending it and saying, well, there's an IRS audit going on and he's got to, sort that out. But I think there's an expectation still among many Americans that they want to be able to see these types of things before they make a decision about somebody. And the reason Clinton raises it is not because she wants to see, what the various forms say. It just continues to raise general doubts about Trump's fitness and temperament to serve in office, and the idea that perhaps there are things in his background we don't know about that she wants to raise concerns about. Notable that she's also raising these concerns while talking to reporters, something she hasn't done that much, but she's done it now 2 days in a row, and she's using those opportunities up at 30,000 feet, usually on her campaign plane, to raise these doubts. And it comes as the surveys show that this race has tightened a little bit in recent days. Democrats have had success, though, in raising questions about his temperament and his fitness to serve, and then seeing the numbers once again go in Clinton's favor. Undoubtedly, that's what they're trying to do here.
All right. Ed O'Keefe in Washington. Ed, thank you.
Take care, Elaine.